Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé. David and Annie may regret moving to Thailand after exiting the US. Will they really leave America for good? 90-Day Fiancé couple David Toborowski and his pregnant wife Annie Suon have relocated to Thailand, and something about this sudden move suggests the pair's relationship could be in trouble. David and Annie and their 24-year age gap were the storyline for 90-Day Fiancé Season 5. David was a big red flag because of his divorce and the health and money problems that have followed him since. He was estranged from his kids and seemed to have an alcohol problem. Annie still chose to marry David and came to the U.S. on a K-1 visa. Life didn't magically change for her and David after Annie moved to America. It took them years to become stable in the U.S. Fans have tracked their progress through social media and watched them get cast in multiple 90-Day Fiancé seasons and spin-offs, get thousands of cameo requests, become Instagram influencers, etc. David and Annie seem to have started investing and saving better too. However, it appears 2024 didn't end on a good note for the parents-to-be. In late November 2024, David shockingly announced that he was going back to Thailand with a very pregnant Annie. David shared a picture of the photograph required for his Thailand visa and wrote that he was ready for the trip. David revealed that they have 2 condos in Thailand and were heading there to spend the rest of Annie's pregnancy. Annie is currently 6 months pregnant, yet David assured his fans that it was safe for Annie to fly. He even revealed that their daughter would get dual American and Thai citizenship. David whisked Annie off to South Korea as she made a stop on their way to America, so she could celebrate her 32nd birthday and baby moon there. The couple even met 90-Day Fiancé co-star Ji-hoon Lee in Seoul amid facing backlash for being friends with him. Annie is expecting her baby to arrive in March 2025, which means the couple will be spending the next 4 months at least in Annie's country. Still, they have fans convinced they aren't filming a new season of David and Annie after the 90 days there. It was because of what happened on the show that Annie is now having a baby of her own. It became impossible for Annie's brother and cousin sister to move to the U.S., and Annie thought baby fever making David, who'd had a vasectomy in the past, turn to IVF as an option. They started their journey in January 2024, and by June 2024, Annie announced she was going to be a mother. David and Annie are now going to find out what it is like to become parents together. Their decision to never have kids due to their age gap changed drastically, but it was only fair for them to start a family now that they were successful in life. Annie and David have struggled financially on the show, with them living in a storage unit at one point in time. Surely they couldn't have had a baby at the time. Things started changing for David and Annie once they became popular on Pillow Talk. Money now comes in through various sources. However, their decision to leave the U.S. and have a baby in Thailand was unexpected. Just before David revealed their plans to move to Thailand, Annie had disclosed she was dealing with health issues. Annie had back pain, and David had tried to help her out by getting her a belt for her back support. In November 2024, 90-Day Fiancé alum Annie shared a photograph from her grandmother's funeral. Annie celebrated her grandmother's long and fulfilling life, but seemed to be saddened by the fact that her grandma was never going to meet her child. It had taken Annie 7 years to experience motherhood, and she would be trying her best to not let her mental health or happiness get affected by the feelings of grief due to her grandmother's death. It could have been a last-minute decision by David to take Annie back home so she could spend time with her loved ones. In his effort to make Annie's pregnancy a smooth-sailing one, David has been making sacrifices that involve him leaving behind his country and the comforts of the U.S. There are chances that David and Annie have moved to Thailand because they aren't able to afford the lifestyle they want in America. David and Annie rose out of major financial issues to build their dream life together in the last few years. Their biggest achievement could have been the Fountain Hills-based 2,219 square foot, 4-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom townhome they bought for over $550,000. But David recently launched a real estate career which might not have been as successful as he wanted it to be. David had already proved his selling skills weren't quite up to the mark on 90-Day Diaries when he tried to sell a Thailand condo to Sumit Singh and Jenny Slatten. The 90-Day Fiancé star was recently spotted selling the same apartment on Instagram, suggesting times were tough for him. The added cost of the IVF treatment, flights to Los Angeles for doctor appointments, etc. may have taken a toll on him. While David might not admit it to protect his reputation, he could be facing money problems, hence the move to Thailand. When David and Annie first appeared on 90-Day Fiancé, their unconventional relationship quickly captured the hearts of viewers. David, a much older man from the United States, and Annie, a younger woman from Thailand, met in a way that many fans believed was too good to be true. Their story was filled with love, humor, and a dose of awkwardness, but ultimately, they made it work. However, as the couple's journey continued to unfold, it became clear that the challenges they faced were just beginning. Now, in a new chapter of their lives, David and Annie have made a bold decision that has left many fans questioning their future. They've left the U.S. and are planning to move to Thailand. This decision has raised eyebrows for several reasons. Will they be able to adapt to life outside the comforts of America? And more importantly, could they regret this life-changing choice? The appeal of Thailand for David and Annie. Thailand is more than just a country. It's Annie's homeland, a place where she has family, friends, and a deep cultural connection. After their marriage, they initially lived in the U.S., and Annie found herself struggling to adjust to life in America. The cultural differences, language barriers, and social dynamics were difficult for her, especially considering her desire to be close to her family in Thailand. On the other hand, David, who was facing financial difficulties in America, saw an opportunity to reinvent his life in Thailand. The cost of living in Thailand is much lower than in the U.S., which could alleviate some of the financial stress he had been dealing with. The couple imagined a simpler, more peaceful life in a country that had already captured Annie's heart, where they could potentially start anew. But despite the allure of Thailand, there are several factors that could make their decision more complicated than they initially thought. For one, moving from the U.S. to Thailand means leaving behind the safety net of their established lives, including the social services, career opportunities, and familiar comforts of America. Adjusting to life in a new country is no small feat, and David and Annie's ability to adapt will be tested in ways they haven't experienced before. A financial struggle. David and Annie have never shied away from the reality of their financial struggles. Viewers saw firsthand how David's financial mismanagement and debt caused strain in their relationship. Annie had to step in multiple times to help manage the household and work hard to make ends meet. The thought of moving to a country where their dollar could stretch further is appealing, but it's not a foolproof solution. In Thailand, while living costs are lower, the couple will still face challenges. David's income in Thailand could be limited, and Annie, who is often the primary breadwinner, may not find the same financial opportunities she had while living in the U.S. The job market in Thailand can be tough, and while there are opportunities for English speakers, the kind of work David and Annie are accustomed to may not be as readily available. This could lead to additional stress as they try to make ends meet in a new environment. Family and cultural ties. Another layer to their decision is the strong pull of family. Annie has always been vocal about her desire to be closer to her family in Thailand. And for David, the move offers the opportunity to live a more peaceful life away from the pressures and responsibilities he faced in the U.S. However, family dynamics can be complicated, especially when you are living under the same roof as extended family. Annie's family has been an important part of her life throughout her relationship with David, and it's clear that David values the connection as well. Yet living in Thailand could bring new tensions. Annie may feel torn between her loyalty to her family and her desire to create a life with David. And David could struggle with cultural differences when it comes to navigating family expectations. David is already accustomed to the idea of being the outsider in Annie's family, but living in Thailand will put him in closer proximity to those familial expectations, and the dynamics could shift in unexpected ways. Furthermore, while Annie may feel more at home in Thailand, she's also left behind the familiarity of the U.S., the life they built there, however modest, provided stability and comfort. Will she feel conflicted about her new life in Thailand, especially if it brings challenges that she hadn't anticipated? Legal and bureaucratic hurdles. Another factor that could affect their long-term decision to stay in Thailand is the legal and bureaucratic hurdles they will inevitably face. Although David and Annie have been married for several years, they will need to navigate the complexities of Thai immigration law and visa regulations. The U.S. and Thailand have different immigration policies, and David and Annie may face difficulties in securing long-term residency or employment without the right documentation. While the couple has managed to overcome obstacles in the past, they could face more stringent regulations as their time in Thailand stretches on. This could affect their financial stability, their ability to work, and ultimately, their sense of belonging in their new country. As the couple starts to settle into their new home, they will have to be prepared for the possibility of running into bureaucratic roadblocks that could impact their plans for the future. Will they leave America for good? The big question on everyone's mind is whether David and Annie will really leave America for good. There are many unknowns in this chapter of their lives, and while the initial excitement of their move to Thailand may seem promising, the reality of the challenges they face may cause them to reconsider their decision. Will the lower cost of living in Thailand provide enough comfort and peace of mind, or will they find themselves yearning for the stability and opportunities they left behind in the U.S.? Their relationship has been tested before, but the shift from living in America to starting anew in Thailand presents a completely different set of challenges. If things don't work out, will they return to the U.S., or will they push through the difficulties of their new life in Thailand, hoping that it's a temporary rough patch? In the end, while David and Annie may have had good reasons for making the leap to Thailand, only time will tell if they truly find happiness in their new home, or if the lure of America will be too strong to resist. One thing is for sure, though, their journey is far from over, and their story will continue to unfold in ways that even the most devoted fans couldn't predict.